talking specifically about 5 strategies for medical sales pros, but it applies for any industry. And I want to thank you, Kendi, for having me here. I'm really, really honored to be able to teach you some tips and tricks. I do want you to take some notes. Okay, now, here's the big thing. Why LinkedIn? You know, I have a lot of people say, oh, it's just Facebook for business. It is the world's largest business professional networking. It has over 900 million users. More importantly, if someone meets you at a business event or a social event and they want to learn more about you, what are they going to do? How are they going to look you up? They're going to Google you. They're going to Google you, and Google will come back with 9 search results, and LinkedIn will be in the top 3, whether you have a good profile or not. So what I'm going to emphasize is, even if it's not your thing, even if you never, ever, ever post, I'll teach you about 5 foundational areas that will put your best foot forward. And that's going to be part of strategy 1. It's a checkbox for some people. You want, when they meet you, to say, yeah, this person's legit. And it's a great way to link your personal brand to your business brand to drive sales. I drive a tremendous amount of business from LinkedIn, and I spend $0. I don't even have a premium account. What I've done is I've established my authority or my expertise and linked that to my brand. So if you came in and say, LinkedIn, I'm not so sure, I'm going to implore you to pay attention to a few things that will make it worth your while and can accelerate your career, can accelerate your revenue. It's really, really very, very powerful. Okay, so I'm going to talk about 5 engagement strategies. And I'm going to go back and forth. So the first one is to create a strong LinkedIn profile. There are 5 foundational fields, and I'm going to point out a couple of them. And they are your name, believe it or not, your name. They are your headshot. The third is your headline. Your headline is the 240 character field underneath that. That's the most important. Then you have your banner. You have your banner, and then you have your about section. That's a 2,000 character area where you can talk about who you are, what makes you different, how you help the world professionally. So I'm going to give you some, we're going to go back and forth, and I'm going to actually look at some live profiles. So here's Kendi. Okay, so this is the banner. What's awesome is he's using it. He's using it. If you have nothing up there, that's wasted real estate. Okay, so put something up there, and I'll give you some suggestions on what you might want to do. Okay, now let's talk about the headshot. With your headshot, you want to be friendly, approachable, professional, and you want people to be able to see you. Why? Because thumbnails come up, and it's a way to connect. Now, Kendi's friendly and approachable, but he's got this background noise, these leaves and trees in the back, and he's kind of tilted. So my suggestion would be to take the headshot that you get tonight with a blank white background and replace it, okay? Now, got a unique name. His name is consistent. Now, Caroline and I just met earlier, and she wasn't sure whether her LinkedIn profile was still under her maiden name or her married name. It's both.
I did update it.
Okay, but that's okay. The thing is to be consistent. I met Joe earlier. I went to look him up on LinkedIn, and it said Joseph. So be consistent in your name. Now, if you're newly married, ladies, and you're known by your maiden name, you can keep that or you can keep both. Yet I've had clients that have been married 20, 30 years, and they still have their maiden name. Why is that an issue? It could be a barrier to someone finding you. You don't want barriers to someone finding you. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, this is your headline, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. There's different approaches to it. Now, for Kendi, this works because he does a few different things. Now, let me show you. Okay, so Blaine, I don't think she's here. Okay, but a couple of things. So she looks great, but it looks like she may be, at a bachelorette party, or, none of these, no Margaritaville, okay? Just straightforward, approachable, friendly, preferably a blank background, okay? Now, it's awesome that she's using her banner. That's great. What I'll teach you, though, is LinkedIn desktop formats differently than LinkedIn mobile. It's a problem. It's their problem. They don't seem to know how to fix it. So what you do is you adjust. So when you're creating a banner, divide it into thirds. That's a third. Then you have the center third. You have your middle third. And everything should be in the center or right third. Everything should be in the center right third. So I'll show you my profile and how I took advantage of that. And you see, and if you look at me on mobile, I'm not blocking any of this. I'm not blocking any of this. Now, let's go back to Blaine. And to me, joint replacement senior clinical sales representative at Stryker. I'm really against anything like business account executive, anything with that type of title, because it's impersonal and it doesn't really say what makes a difference. So I'm a big fan, and I teach a lot of master classes, and I'm a big fan of saying I work with orthopedic surgeons to give them the best joint replacements for their patients. I'd rather see something like that up there. And at any time, if I'll say, do I have any volunteers? I'll look at your profile and I'll be kind, I'll be nice, I'll bring it up and I'll make some suggestions. You'll get some free advice. Okay, now, let me show you another one. Okay, now, Fiona's really interesting. She's got a very different type of headshot. She did it with a graphic, but I like it. It's different, it stands out, it's friendly, it's approachable. She's got this great banner, but nothing here, nothing here. I would put Henry Schein Dental, that's who she works for, at least the logo there. And here, this is wasted. This is wasted. What is she doing for Henry Schein? And a lot of that we want to focus around what is called the WIFM principle. You ever heard of that? Anyone know what that is? WIIFM? What's in it for me? Meaning, what's in it for the orthopedic surgeon or the doctor or your prospect? What's in it for them in working with you? So you want to build that into your headline. You want to build that into your headline. And I'll give you some examples of that. Now, someone who does here, he's not in our business, but Dwayne in the back, he's got some of that with him. Helping you eat healthy meals, cook like a professional chef, and providing you want to update that, providing you with quality meat products. Let's connect. So here, there's some WIFM built in. If you work with Dwayne or do business with Jane, you're going to eat healthy meals, or he'll teach you how to cook like a professional chef, or he'll give you meat products of quality. So it's got that what's in it for me built in. Make sense? Okay, I just want to point out here, Dwayne's not very active. That's all right. Not very active on LinkedIn. He's got 118 connection. The magic number is 500. The magic number is 500. Why? It's a checkbox. It's a checkbox. And I'm going to talk to you about how to do that authentically and how to do that with curation. So let's look at. Give me a second here. Let's just see. Okay, I'm gonna bring up a client that recently took one of my classes and show you what he's doing with his LinkedIn about. Okay, so a couple of things. So this used to be blank. He didn't have anything up here. And what I always talk to my clients about is, what are your secret sauces? What are your 3 secret sauces ideally? What do you do different in medical sales that other people don't do? And it could be you personally, it could be your products or solutions. So Jason, and he's a data expert who brings insights and strategy to data that guides a company to desired results. So what you get with him is you get a data expert. What's he going to bring you? What's the with him? Insights and strategy. And it's going to are going to help you get your desired results. So for him, he's about building solutions, providing insight, achieving results. Within like 3 days of changing his LinkedIn profile, this guy had like 6 job offers. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it works. What I want to do is I want to show you his about section. Okay. So there's, and this might be a little hard to read. I'm going to read it for you. But I'm Jason Scheel, a data expert with 15 plus years of successfully providing senior executives in charge of finance and human resources with critical information in easy to understand terms that leads to positive results. It's full of the WIFM principle. He identifies who he works with. Then he used a trick that I taught him on how to do bolding. What are the pillars that summarize my experience? Build solutions, provide insights, achieve results. Here are 3 success stories that I have used my expertise to make a difference. And he talks about that. So this could be an opportunity to say, you know, I worked with this hospital, or I worked with this clinic. And I'll give you a very specific example. I have a someone, she's in pharma, you know, kind of related. Give me a second. And Heather also, she built this in Canva. She's all about building relationships, sharing wisdom, achieving excellence. But what really, really got her job was her about section. Give me a second here. So remember I talked about stories? So here, and she talked about 3 different stories. I led the efforts to implement a new revenue stream for the hospital. It was MUSC, encouraging our patients to fill their prescriptions for specialty medications directly with our pharmacies. In 5 years, in just 5 years, the health system gained over $400 million in new revenue from this program while delivering superior clinical care to our patients. She had a job in 3 weeks with her ideal. She's now working for McKesson. 3 weeks. They saw that and they're like, this woman helped drive $400 million in revenue. I want her on my team. So my point is, this can be very powerful for your career, for your business, or for driving revenue. So take advantage of this. If you're taking notes, normally what I advise is 5 to 6 paragraphs, no more than 3 lines each in there. You want to follow what Thomas Heath calls the 4 C's of creating content. They are: create content that's clear, meaning it's understandable; create content that's compelling, meaning it's memorable; create content that's concise. You don't want to go on and on and on and on. You know, if you notice, no more than 3 lines per paragraph. And then a CTA. Does anyone know what a CTA is? Call to action. So, you know, if you're interested, if you'd like to learn more, you put something up then, you know, if you'd like to learn more about the products that I offer, I'd love to have coffee with you. Here's my scheduling link. You know, lead them to it. But definitely take advantage of those 5 sections. Okay. Now, is there anyone here that would like me to take a look at their profile? I'll be nice and I'll give you some free advice. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. Great. So Dwaine and Barber. Okay, great. Okay, a couple of things. So first of all, I love the fact that you're using your banner. You have your company name here, CBI, CBiz, Human Capital Management, your team. I know you didn't create that logo. I don't know really what that means, your team. Okay. Picture's okay. Picture's okay. You're more handsome than this though. Okay. And you got all this like fence or something in the background and you're up like this. So new headshot, you get it right here. It's free. I would absolutely do that. Okay. Providing people management solutions, HEM strategies to optimize business results. That's great. That's great. What I would probably do is, I'm a big fan of eliminating A&D and replacing it with an ampersand sign and put a period at the end. Okay, but this is good. New headshot, tweak it a little bit, and you're doing good. Okay, who's next? Great. What's your first name? Okay, so it's Stone. Great. Give me a second, Stone. And spell your last name. Okay. Okay. Now this is interesting. Okay, there you are. That you, dude? Yep, I'm going to say yes. Okay. Okay, so we got you're handsome, dude. Okay, but it's the wedding shot. Okay. 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 So new headshot. Okay, new headshot. Wasted real estate. Wasted real estate. Okay, BSRT. Let's talk about that. So what does that stand for? Okay, that will help you. I'm going to imagine that's going to help you in what you're doing. So I would keep it. It depends. You know, a lot of people have, you know, MBA afterwards. I'm okay with that, but I work with a lot of financial advisors, and oh my God, the acronyms, you know, RICP, you know, see, it goes on and on and on. Most clients don't know those, so unless it's going to make a difference, leave it out. Why? Because it's a barrier to someone remembering your name. In your case, I would absolutely keep it. Okay, territory manager. Okay, okay. Respiratory therapist, critical care. Okay, now who is your what's your mission? What's your mission? Great, respiratory equipment. Okay, excellent. So and are you quota carrying? Or are you managing? Yeah. So what I'd love to see is Apriya. Okay, yeah, I'd love to see that up here. Maybe their tagline if they have a good one. And then what you can do is you're a respiratory therapist. You're also a critical care specialist. So you have that separate from the fact that you are in sales, correct? Yeah, that's a secret sauce. That's a secret sauce. So it might be something like, and who's your ideal client? Pulmonologist. Okay. Pulmonologist. It kind of ranges. Okay, I'm going to make something. I work with pulmonologists to provide the best blank for their patients, period. I bring my background or my expertise, my background as a respiratory therapist and a critical care specialist to everything I do. Something along those lines. Does that make sense? Yes. Great. Awesome. Good. Okay, cool. Who's next? Great. Okay. Yep. Married to Carolyn Lane Jennings. Okay, bear with me, Fat Thumb Thomas.
I know you're gonna ding on the picture.
That's fine, dude. So is it Jacob or Jake? Which one of these is you?
No, they're the medical by sales manager.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, great. Okay. Oh, cool. This is great. Okay. No, your headshot's okay. Yeah, your headshot's okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit. This is wasted real estate. Thank you, Frank. Okay. Now, so for you, Marine Corps?
Yes.
Number 5. Okay, great. So my son's Marine Corps. Yeah. So first of all, this here could be a little secret sauce, especially if someone is supportive of the military. So I think that's cool that you have this here. So now your medical device sales manager, you can keep it generic if you're like, okay, I'm available. What you might want to say is experienced medical device sales manager looking for the next great team, looking for my next new adventure. Now, this open to work here, when you have this type of open to work, this will broadcast out to everyone that you're open to work. Kendi asked me, can you show me how to make that private? Okay, would that be of interest, anyone? Okay, so I'll just quickly show you how to do that. And what you do is you go into see this open to right here? Okay, then you can do finding a new job. And then if you scroll down, you can have recruiters only or all LinkedIn members. If you have all LinkedIn members like Jacob is, everyone will see that. But if you don't want to let your current employer know that you're looking, click, just saying, recruiters only. Did that answer your question? Great. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So anyone else before I get on to, okay,
so what about me? You know, I help, you know, it's big one that they always suggest AI help you write that section out.
Who suggests that?
LinkedIn does. So
yeah.
LinkedIn says, do you want AI to help you? And
yeah.
I'm like,
it's a nice start. AI is a nice start, but don't just rely on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was wondering,
Okay.
is it a good thing to do? You know, I just kind of get your thoughts on the AI. If
Yeah.
AI is solid or not.
It can be. So, with over 15 years of experience in the cardiovascular field, I'm a seasoned medical device sales manager who adapts to the evolving needs of the market. It's good. It's a little long for me. It's a little long for me. You know, what I would love to see is, hi, I'm Jacob Jennings, with 15 plus years experience in the cardiovascular field. I know what it takes to blah 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 blah. And then your instead of this here, my core competencies, what I would probably do on something like this, because this is a little bit long to read, and this is more than core competencies, is you can break that up at the end and just say core competencies. So I'll show you a client that I'm working with that did this, and I can show you how they did it. And why does this matter? If you're looking for work, what it does is it comes up in keyword search. Okay. So the way we did it with him, and again, so here's his call to action. Let's chat if you're looking for a fractional full-time CFO or VP of finance who can improve profits, cash flow, and processes. Again, what's in it for them? You work with me, I'll improve your cash flow and process. Connect with me here on LinkedIn or contact me. Okay, my strengths include. So, you could say my core competencies include, but just don't make it run on sentences and will never get read. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Great. Yep. What's your name?
Justin.
Justin. Great. Give me 2 seconds, Justin. And spell it for me, Justin. BACK. STR. Got it. I'm going to assume that's you. Is that you? No. Okay. Did I spell your name right, Justin? BACK. One more down, right there, right here. Great. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to accept your connection. Thank you for reaching out. Okay, it's great. Great. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, couple of things. Yeah, background's cool. It's good that you have it. Is that Portofino? Where is that? Yeah, that's great, man. It's interesting. It's awesome. I'm glad you have it. It's a conversation starter. Depending on what your goals are, you might want to utilize that differently. Headshot's great. You photograph very well. You got a little bit of background stuff here. It looks a little fuzzy though. I'm not sure. I would look at that. You picture the resolution. Okay, sales. Okay, so a couple of things. I want to point this out. Here's a bonus tip. Up here, Justin has customized his LinkedIn URL with his name. He's got a unique name. There's not a lot of folks with his name on there, but that is great for SEO, search engine optimization. And you can claim that by you go into your profile and in the upper right hand corner, you can do custom URL. I would highly recommend that for everyone. Okay, sales executive and entrepreneur, expert in healthcare technology, proven success in strategics. Okay, cool. It's a little bit, there's a couple of things going on here. So tell me what your role is now, Justin, and what your goals are.
I'm currently looking.
You're looking?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so what is your ideal employer to work for?
Something in healthcare technology or medical performance.
Okay, so two different types. You're not sure which? Okay, so now what I would probably do is cool that you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, love entrepreneurs, but it may distract you from your goals. So I for now, this can always change. But what you might want to say is, first of all, do you have experience in either of those two fields?
Yeah.
Okay, so experienced, seasoned, and in medical or healthcare technology sales rep, looking to join a great company that is, or you can do this, proven success in strategic sales growth and market expansion. Yeah, so you could say, I'll just make something up. Experienced healthcare technology sales professional with a track record of sales growth and market expansion, something along those lines. Does that make sense? Okay, and if it doesn't, tell me. You got that? Okay, let's just take a quick look at your about section. Okay, so I can already tell you paragraphs are too long. It's not going to get read. It's too long. So no more than 3 lines each on desktop. Desktop is different from mobile. Build it in desktop. No more than 3 lines each. 5 to 6 paragraphs, ideal. So with the bachelor's degree, yeah, there's some long sentences here. There's some long sentences here. This is good. I'm passionate about building client relationships, delivering advanced solutions. Yeah, it's got a lot of jargon to me, and I'm not picking on you. Okay, it's got a lot of jargon. I like to see a little bit more personalized attention. You know, what do you do differently? Do you have a great work ethic? You know, do you have a great network? Do you bring something here? Now, most recently, I was sales director. Give me a second. Data-driven solution. I developed strategy. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, so what I'd love to do though is you like right here. Like if you kept this same one, Justin, I would cut off on previously. But I want to see some results. This is great. Increased revenue from 174,000 to 5.8. That's huge. I would put that up here. So you know, I put that up a lot higher. So yeah, I mean you have some good stuff here. Let's shorten it and let's be careful a little bit about the jargon and let's get right into it. Hey, I'm Justin Backstrom. I'm an experienced sales rep in the industry. I have a proven track record. I help this company do this. I help this company do this. I help that company do that. If you're looking for someone who brings work ethic, blah, 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 then I'd love to chat with you. Here's how you get hold of me. Make sense? Okay, awesome. Great. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, great. Okay, so the second strategy is establish authentic, curated connections. This is what I mean by that. I connected with you earlier. Did I send you a personalized note? Yes. So try to avoid just pressing the blue connect button. Take 30 seconds, even with my fat thumbs, you know. Hey, Rachel, it was great to meet you at the lobby event. You know, love to connect with you. Regards, Thomas Heath. Just take that little extra time. It just says you give a hoot. Also, you want to be careful about accepting requests. If someone, especially if they're a financial advisor or in real estate, sends me a connection request without a note, instantly deleted. Instantly deleted. Okay? Why? There's 7,200 realtors in this town. I don't know how many financial advisors are. There's a lot. I coach them. Okay? And the thing is, if someone wants to manage my money, take 30 seconds or a minute and send me a note and tell me, you know, a little bit about yourself. Don't just hit the blue connect button. So my point is, put some authenticity to it, put some thought, some intention. If you want to reach out, send a note and curate it. Curate it. Like, I have 7,000 connections, nothing crazy. This guy's got almost 20,000. Mine, you know, I'm not saying yours aren't curated. They probably are. Mine are, though. Mine are. I rarely just connect with anyone because normally if I do that, they immediately try to sell me something. You know, and LinkedIn's filled with that, and I don't have time for that. So the strategy, you know, be intentional about who you connect with and personalize it. And remember, like when I used to do a lot of career coaching, I'm a certified life coach and business coach. So what is the purpose of a resume? To sell yourself? Okay, what do you want to have happen with a resume? What's that?
Sell you about yourself, so a story.
Sure, but what do you want to have result of someone looking at your resume? Get an interview, not get a job. So it's the same thing here. You want to get conversations going. You want to get conversations going. Play the long game. Play the long game. Okay? Oh, okay. Okay. Third strategy. Especially if you're targeting someone that you want to do business, in an authentic way, engage on their posts. Engage on their posts. So you can follow someone. You don't have to connect with them right away. You can follow them. You'll start to put in your feed. You can look at their posts. And if if you like read something that they wrote or read an article or something cool and you thought, you got value out of it, send it, put a little note, put a little comment on it, because LinkedIn loves conversations. And I've developed a lot of relations where I followed someone, I followed their posts, I'm like, oh, you did a great job here, great job here. And they finally like, why don't we connect? So I established some credibility. So it does take a little time if you take this route. And again, what I'm going to say is you don't have to be active on LinkedIn. You got to have a good profile. You got to have a good headshot. You got to have your name consistent. You got to have a good headline. You got to have a banner shot. You got to have an about section. If you never touch it again, that's okay. Yet, if you want to use it to develop relationships that lead to sales, spend, for me, I check it 20, 30 minutes in the morning, 20, 30 minutes at the end of the day. I check it Monday through Friday. I don't consider traditional social media. I get a lot of business. Because it allows me to develop relationships. So engage on others' posts. Okay, now create compelling posts. I used to have a lot of people say, should I be blogging? Should I be blogging? I'm like, do you like writing? And half of them say no. I'm like, then don't blog. Okay? It's the same thing with LinkedIn. If you don't like writing, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you do like a little bit of writing, or if you're looking to create some content, it's really, really easy. I'll give you an example. So I will quite often go to events. Frank and I go to a lot of events. So give me a second to X out of this. Okay. And I'll show you a post that I've done. Okay. So here. So I hosted an event. I had someone take a picture of us. There's a Payroll Pros Roundtable. And I moderated discussion, people in the payroll industry. The first thing I did is I created what I call a scroll stopping headline. Are you in the payroll industry? If you're not, you're probably just going to pass by it. But if you are, you're probably going to stop and read it. There's not a lot of groups that bring together professionals in your space. This morning at the Harbor Club at West Edge, Nick Adams and I hosted a Payroll Pros Roundtable to start to build a community. And I reported on it. This thing's got like 3,000 views. The amount of people that have reached out to me in the payroll business say, I want to come to the next one. I want to come to the next one. It's all because I reported on events. So if you're saying, well, I don't have any content, if you go to a cool event, take a picture, report on it. I'll give you another example. So I belong to, I do a lot of volunteering. Let me just see, I got to just go back here to my post. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, there's my mug. Okay, so here I reported on this event called Disrupt HR, and I want to show you specifically that I took some pictures, I reported on it, and then I tagged some people. And the way you tag people is when you get to that part, you hit the @ sign, you start to type in their name, and then I find the name, Andrew DeAnda, and I hit enter. Now, what that does is, and I tag people that I'm in relationship with or I have permission. What that does is notify them. You've been tagged. And then they can go back, and quite often I'll say, tagging some of my peeps to leave a comment. You can borrow this. Tagging some of my peeps to leave a comment or repost to the network about the impact of Disrupt HR. Well, I think, let's just see, let's see what type of engagement I got here. So almost 5,000 impressions. I got over 80 reactions, 27 comments, 5 reposts. Now, people are like, well, why do you do that? How's that help you? You're a LinkedIn guy, you're a business coach. Well, what it really does is it helps Disrupt HR. I believe in them. They're an organization that brings disruptive ideas to the human resources industry. And it links my brand. My brand gets my name out in front of people. And I also developed a ton of new connections from it. So I would encourage you, if you go to an industry event or if you do something interesting, report on it. Report on it. Now, if you have some content, so let's George. So I know in the financial services industry, they provide you with a lot of pre-canned content. Create some of your own organic content. Give what I call, create value marketing. Value marketing is not like traditional marketing. Say, oh, look at me, I have this great product, this great service. What value marketing is, this is according to Thomas Heath, focuses on the 4 E's. It's marketing that entertains, educates, empowers, or enlightens, especially if you educate. So I work with some clients. He's a retirement income planning specialist. So we'll do a post on Social Security and Medicare updates, or you turn 59 and a half, then you can take over your IRA. We're educating people. We create videos, and it doesn't say come book me, let me manage your finances. It says I'm going to teach you some things, and maybe over the course of time you see me as an expert, and we can have coffee and talk about that. So creating posts that have some value to it is a great way to go. Any questions on that? Okay, let's go back to PowerPoint. How are we doing on time, Kinsey? Kindy? Okay. Great. And then if you do create posts, be vigilant about engagement. This is what I mean by that. LinkedIn likes conversations. It likes conversations. It likes the comments. So if you're going to do a post, within the first 1 or 2 hours, if someone is responding, respond back right away. And don't just say, oh, thank you. Just say, that was interesting insight. Mix it up a little bit. LinkedIn likes conversations, and it draws attention to your personal brand, to your business brand. So you want to be vigilant about that. And again, it can be quid pro quo. I mean, I have some folks, it's just understood. If they tag me, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to comment, because quite often if I comment, it will go into my the algorithm of my 7,000 followers, and people will say, oh, Thomas Heath commented on this or that. So it's a great way, again, to establish your authority. Now, if you're in medical sales, I'm going to probably tell you that most of your clients aren't hanging out on LinkedIn. Doctors historically don't hang out on LinkedIn. Yet, if they are going to do a search of you, it's going to come up. It's going to come up. Also, it's about others being able to know what are the right words they use to describe what Rachel does. What are the right words? So we're almost like training our supporters, training what I call our bird dogs, the people pointing to us. We're training them on the right words to use to describe us, and that can lead to business. That can lead to career advancement. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to ask you any questions about LinkedIn in general. You good? Okay. Yep.
In terms of posts, are there like certain good times to do?
That's a great question. When to post? Yes. I find that the best time to post are Tuesday through Thursday, 7:30 to 9 a.m. or like 11:30 right before lunch. LinkedIn is not like Facebook. Facebook, you post on Friday, that's golden. LinkedIn, not normally. So Tuesday through Thursday, first thing in the morning, and you can schedule posts ahead of time. You can schedule posts ahead of time, and or during lunchtime. Did that answer your question, Joe? Great question. Next question. Okay, good. Was this helpful? Okay, great. What I want to invite you to do is, if we're not connected, when you come out, just put your phone on here. Come connect with me. I'm not going to force you to write a note if you don't have time for it. You can hit the blue connect button. I'm giving you permission. But connect with me, and then I give tips. I have a really very loyal network. I teach classes, so I have one coming up in January. If that's something of interest to you, if you want to radically transform, and it's not just about your LinkedIn profile, it's your branding and messaging. It's how do you answer the dreaded question, what do you do? That comes out of my class. We repurpose all this information to your elevator speeches, to your email marketing. We repurpose it for videos, for brochures, whatever it might be, because so many people flounder when you ask them, what do you do? And you don't want to flounder. You want to say, I work with pulmonologists to make sure that their patients have the best respiratory breathing solutions when they leave the hospital. One of the things people used to ask me, what do you do? I say, I help you stand out in a crowded room. People are like, oh, how do you do that? Okay, so that you can incorporate into your messaging because you want to get those conversations going, authentic conversations, and that's part of what we teach in LinkedIn. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Please connect with me, and if you have any questions, see me afterwards. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Good. Thanks.